The SGA is looking for students to have an honest discussion with their representatives regarding the decision to hold TechFest or a completely different festival for the fall 2016 semester.
Welcome everyone, this is On Point. My name is Christian Chu. Tonight's topic is the SGA Open Forum that was held on December 6th. It was an attempt by the Senate to address some concerns of the student body regarding the fate of OKEN or another spring festival. Being the last SGA meeting of the semester, the Budget Committee went through all the other rollover requests, even though some people who submitted those requests had no idea what the word rollover meant.
So they have several events that they completely over budgeted for. Everything here just kind of felt like poor budgeting practices. BSU would like to roll over money for an event that we denied last semester.
Yes, the old hide it in a rollover request. That always works. Can't fool McLean, guys. The Senate held this meeting in order to accomplish one goal. Let's hear it, Matt.
So, I just want to speak briefly on the goal of us being here today. Today we're going to have a discussion about what it is we want the SGA to do moving forward, and what it is we want to ask the student body what they want to see.
And to help accomplish that goal, the Cabinet formed a panel of student experts, each of whom have years of experience planning campus events.
Greg Laceris, Sean Dershel, Pat McLean,
Angelo Chamblitis.
I'm Emily Noonan.
I'm Chris Alvarez.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason why half the SGA Cabinet is on the panel.
It's not often we have all of these kind of people in one place, so...
By not often, do you mean each week? Because everyone at that desk, except for maybe Chris Alvarez, is there every Sunday night. But sure, fine. Let's get on with the forum.
Okay, so just to kind of frame this discussion a little bit.
I was just clarifying a question about scope.
sort of a starting point.
Oh, right. Scope, framing discussion, starting points. All those are good, if not the same thing, just worded differently. Can we get to actual questions from the student body? Look, I see two hands raised.
Ann.
I just want a clarification.
Senator Collins, you are the fourth senator to be called on in a row. Your question better add to the discussion.
I don't exactly know what OKEN even is.
That's more of a statement, but that's okay. Maybe the next question will be from a non-senator.
Kevin.
As maybe a comment to help steer some of the people attending the open forum.
Exactly who are you addressing that to? You already wasted everyone's time talking about scope, even when Matt already laid out the ground rules. Just cut the fluff. Let's get to the main event already.
So I feel like festivals are best held sometime when it's warm.
This unbreakable chain of audience ignoring went on for the first half hour of the forum. At this point, many non-senators were tired of the meta discussion and were ready to pack their bags and head home. However, two students in attendance gave a presentation that arguably saved the night.
My name is Andy Waltern. I am a junior music and technology major with a visual arts and technology minor.
I'm Dan Allen. I'm a dual degree major here at Stevens. I'm 4 out of 5.
Over the years, we've seen a bit of a lack of this incredible arts culture. We're thinking a one-day, 3-stage event.
We'll introduce the Stevens community as well as the local community to a bunch of different acts that are up and coming, as well as Stevens performers, and kind of engaging everybody. There are an incredible amount of DJs here at Stevens that are very, very talented.
Alongside that, we want to break the notion that this STEM school can't start a strong arts culture. We're not saying that this is going to bring it. We're not saying this is going to force it onto everyone. But we're saying this can start a good dialogue, a good discourse, breaking the concept of what we can do in arts culture at Stevens.
Very interesting proposal. It's a well-known problem that not many people want to be involved in the planning committees for our fall and spring festivals. The EC usually gets delegated the role, and they treat the task as an obligation rather than a passion project. That's why TechFest is usually a concert with just a few add-ons. Here we have a group of students who are interested in revitalizing OKEN and presenting a plan on a silver platter. Let's hear the SGA tear it down.
One concern that I do have is how much do you guys foresee this costing?
My first concern is money. I'm afraid it would break our operating budget this year. And I don't see this as a long-term replacement for something like OKEN, because I don't think it'll cost enough. I don't think it would take that full budget. I don't see an event like this being run well. You know, we saw with Rage, I don't think an event of this scale can happen without true dedication. So if this is happening and there's something better to do that day, there's a football game on, there's a test the next day, I'm worried that local bands aren't interesting enough to too many Stevens students.
Is there a reason like you didn't apply for this to be next year's OKEN? I mean, next semester?
Whew, it's a lot of counterpoints to make. All right, where are you guys going to start?
We also skipped the bidding process. It didn't happen this past year, so they didn't have the opportunity.
Ah, Angelo steps up to the rescue. So that means Reba's point is addressed. Let's hear what Andy and Dan have to say about Kevin's concerns.
They're fully capable of doing it, and I agree with everything that you're saying, but I don't think that, I don't really know what we were supposed to talk about here.
Never mind. I guess the panel is speaking for them. Reminds me of budget meetings circa fall 2014. But when Andy and Dan did get a chance to speak, they listed all the organizations who said they'd be willing to work with them to hold OKEN 2016.
We've also talked to several e-board members from SUMAC, SGDC, Audio Engineering Club, obviously WCPR, the Stevens Stamp Society, Redshift, APO, SDS, Off Center, the new Shadowcast Club that's coming up, Technique, and Art Club.
On every kind of facet that we've had, we have kind of a head person thinking about it, and they have a sub person. So there's accountability on more than one end. On top of kind of the festival directors, which is what the roles that Andy and I would kind of serve for that. Everybody here is more than capable of planning their day out. All of us do it every single day. So as long as there's good time management in the individual's part, there's not an issue there.
Okay. Thank you guys very much for that.
Well, the presentation is over. Andy and Dan have made their case. Greg gave his points. Guess we can all go home now.
Joe Brosnan.
Never mind! Yes, Joseph I Hate Democracy Brosnan is participating in the open forum.
I'm a traditionalist. If we had a year that didn't have a OKEN, I would be upset. I think that we should always have a OKEN in its namesake. I don't think that we should say, we have OKEN and it has $80,000. That's dumb. I have seen the most successful festivals are ones that actively use and incorporate the RSOs. I liked the first Rage when they had some Rage-themed events.
We don't know how much this broken thing would cost because we've never done something like that before. If we just had a different idea every year, which we tried to run with, we wouldn't really know how much it would cost, which could be problematic.
I don't see why there's this thought that, oh, we're gonna put all this money here and then the RSOs don't get it. I don't know, I don't see it. I think it should be, we have OKEN, and after all of the money has been spread out, this is how much money we can put to it, if we want it. But it should not be something where you have here's $80,000, that's OKEN, go have fun.
After a back and forth between Joseph Brosnan and several senators, the SGA had exhausted all comments from the audience.
I raised my hand a while ago.
Yeah. Which is what I would say if that was actually true. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time, Matt, so let's hear your comments from the end credits. I'm Christian Chu, and this has been On Point. I'll see you next semester.
So the frame of the discussion is how to spend whatever this money is, right? And everyone thought that their idea was really great, right? Like that, is that like a consensus sort of thing?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the planning issues and things like that kind of get alleviated in some way if you let clubs get involved. Like let the clubs that are doing things like this or whatever, that are putting on like well-attended events, like have a big say in what's going on. Like for example, Off Center this semester had 5 shows. That's one more show than we usually do, and that made a big mess. We were rushed to do every single show, but we still managed to do it because the people in the club wanted to. People in clubs want to do things, and they will do them no matter what, as long as that exists the exact amount of time we need.
Pat, that's what we're doing. Thank you. I think what we need to do for the coming 2 semesters, honestly, is get ideas from the outside. Okay, so we have an organization here that gave a presentation. The attitude that we're probably presenting to them right now, and you guys can say if this is what you feel, is like no. We always jump to no, this can't work, and it's a lot of negativity that kind of brews from here. This is students' money. This is their money, and maybe it won't work. You know, it's possible it might not work. That's the glory of what we do here. All right, we do shit. Sometimes I'm on camera, but we do shit. And sometimes we fuck up. You know, but it's our fucking money, so we spend it any way we want.